Hi, I'm Mike Arlano. This happens to be an RG-R4, and it features the Edge Pro 3 Trem system. It's really important that the guitar should be set up close to or at factory specifications. You want it to be comfortable, you want it to stay in tune. So I'm going to walk you through a few of the steps that are needed to achieve that type of setup. What we have here are some of the tools: wire cutters, 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench, 3 millimeter Allen wrench, metric ruler here. I'm using a tuner and a drill right now, but you can use a fast winder. We're using a rack mounted tuner. You could use any tuner you have available. Then finally you have your strings here. If you're accustomed to a fixed bridge guitar, changing the strings on that, it's not much more involved. There's just a few things you need to keep in mind. Before you start, you're going to make sure that these saddles, which are these right here on the bridge, are tightened. What we're going to use here is a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench to tighten your saddle bolts. And these things can slip out a little bit occasionally. You don't want that, so just make sure they're snug. You never really want to tighten anything so much that you're going to over torque it. The fine tuners should be placed in the middle position. This is all the way down. On that string, that's all the way down against the block now, and that's as far down as you can go. That will raise the pitch, and this is what it looks like tuned all the way out. That will lower the pitch. So you want it to be halfway between both of those points, and it looks pretty good. First thing you're going to do, just to facilitate changing the strings, is remove the pressure pads at the locking nut. I'm going to use the 3 millimeter Allen wrench. Just take them off. It'll make it go a little bit faster if you take them all off at once. Let's change the string here. First going to loosen the string, the old string. Remove that string by loosening the block lock. This is a 3 millimeter Allen wrench. If you remove it one string at a time, then you'll definitely save yourself a lot of work. Because if you change your setup, then you might be spending a little bit more time trying to get it back to where it was. This particular bridge requires you to remove the ball end of the string. I'm just going down about this far, maybe an inch, cutting it right off. After cutting the ball off, the same way you took it out, between the string retainer block and the housing of the saddle, and tighten with your 3 millimeter wrench. And you want to tighten it so that it's just snug. That gets tightened. You're going to pass it over the nut, under the string tree, and now just pass it through the peg head, leaving some slack, about this much. You start to turn your tuning machine, and the string will come closer to the neck. Just cut off the excess. Just bring it up to pitch. It's pretty close. Okay, so now I have all the strings on. Just going to put the pressure pads back on. No need to clamp them down tightly just yet. Just get them close. It's going to be in tune, but you'll want to stretch the strings lightly. One at a time at several different points, and recheck your tuning. Okay, just going to use a 3 millimeter Allen wrench to tighten the locking nut pressure pads. Come down on them so that they're just snug, not too tight. And recheck your tuning. This is because when you clamp the pads down, you add a little bit extra pressure to the string, so you're going to change the pitches there slightly too. If it's dramatically off pitch, you might want to unlock and retune the string again, then lock it down. You might need to do that a couple times. But What you want to avoid is locking them in and then having a dramatic change of your fine tuners, because then you won't have that for when you're going to play, perform in the middle of a set or whatever, and you're out of room with your tuners. So do the majority of your tuning on the headstock first. Okay, now I'm going to turn the guitar around so that you can see it from my position, which is the best position, the playing position, to sight the trem to see if it's level. Okay, this is what the trem looks like when it's set to a level position. The string coming in, and then the saddle itself kind of sticks straight back all the way to the end. So that should sit parallel to the surface of the body. If you were to change your string gauge from what is already on your guitar, how your guitar is normally set up, then you might need to re-level your trem. This is the low E string at the 14th fret, and I'm measuring from the top of the fret crown to the bottom of the string. It should be 2 millimeters or very close to 2 millimeters. Okay, well that's it. To review what we did, make sure that all your saddles are locked down tightly. Your fine tuners on your trem are in the middle position before you lock down at the nut. You want to make sure your trem is level and that your action is set right once you've restrung. If you can accomplish all that, have fun with it.